As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the desolate landscape, I found myself standing before the imposing facade of St. Agnes Hospital. Its crumbling walls loomed ominously against the dimming sky, a relic of a forgotten era. I had heard the chilling legends whispered by locals, tales of unexplainable phenomena and restless spirits that roamed its decaying corridors. But my curiosity had led me here on this fateful night, armed only with a flashlight and a heart pounding with equal parts excitement and trepidation. With each creaking step I took into the hospital, a sense of unease settled over me like a shroud. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, broken only by the distant sound of my own echoing footsteps. The flickering beam of my flashlight danced over peeling wallpaper, revealing faded images of nurses and doctors from a bygone era. I couldn't shake the feeling that their spectral eyes were watching my every move. As I ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors, the temperature seemed to drop, sending a shiver down my spine. The stories I had heard, whispered in hushed tones, played out in my mind. Patients who had mysteriously disappeared, strange sounds echoing through the night, and sightings of shadowy figures that vanished as quickly as they appeared. My steps faltered as I came upon the hospital's abandoned operating room. The rusted surgical instruments lay in eerie silence, a haunting reminder of the pain and suffering that had once filled these walls. A cold gust of wind brushed against my cheek, carrying with it a faint whisper that seemed to echo my name. My heart raced as I swung my flashlight around, searching for the source of the sound, but the corridor remained empty. Pressing on, I found myself in a dimly lit ward, where rows of rusted beds stood like sentinels in the darkness. I could almost hear the faint murmurs of patients long gone, their anguished cries still lingering in the air. My mind played tricks on me, as the shadows seemed to twist and contort, taking on sinister forms that danced at the edge of my vision. A sudden clang from the end of the corridor made me jump, my pulse quickening. I strained my ears, listening intently for any sign of movement. The seconds ticked by like hours, and just as I was about to dismiss the sound as a product of my imagination, a faint whisper carried on the wind reached my ears. My name, again, a chilling repetition that sent a chill down my spine. With renewed determination, I moved deeper into the hospital, my flashlight cutting through the darkness like a beacon of hope. But the further I ventured, the more distorted the corridors became, shifting and warping in ways that defied logic. Panic clawed at the edges of my mind as I realized I was trapped in a nightmarish maze, a plaything for the malevolent spirits that haunted this accursed place. A door loomed before me, its surface marred by age and decay. With a trembling hand, I pushed it open, revealing a room bathed in an otherworldly glow. Before me stood a figure, its form shifting and flickering like a spectral flame. Its eyes locked onto mine, and a voice, a cacophony of whispers, filled the air, promising secrets and nightmares beyond imagination. I stumbled back, my heart pounding as I tried to escape the room, but the door slammed shut with a deafening finality. Desperation clawed at my chest as I turned to face the shifting figure. It reached out towards me, its fingers elongating and contorting like tendrils of smoke. I screamed, the sound echoing through the twisted corridors as its grasp tightened around me. And then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure dissipated, leaving me alone in the darkness. The room seemed to stretch and warp, a whirlwind of sensations and emotions tearing at the edges of my sanity. I closed my eyes, praying for release from this nightmarish ordeal. When I opened them again, I found myself standing outside the hospital, the first light of dawn breaking over the horizon. The air was still, the echoes of the night's terrors fading into a distant memory. As I stumbled away from St. Agnes Hospital, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had followed me out, something that lingered just beyond the edge of my perception. To this day, I cannot be sure if it was a trick of my imagination or a glimpse into a world beyond our understanding. But one thing remains certain. That night in the haunted hospital had forever changed me, leaving me with a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left unexplored, and that the darkness that dwells within us can be far more terrifying than anything that lurks in the shadows.